Hello, viewers. I am back with another episode of Contradictions. Now then, I am doing. Oh, yes. Okay. It's been a little while since I last played, so bear with me here. Long and short of it, right? I got mugged from the DVD, had this instead. Try using. Yeah, didn't think so. Jinx mugging bag. Head to the farm. And talk to the most important character here again.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Now, I have a walkthrough here for my sanity. I'm not using it quite yet. I'll let you know. Oh boy. Let's do this thing again.
Seen this anywhere before? Nope.
Yeah, that's how this game
Thank
goes.
you. Probably be back later.
Alright. Let's get his information first.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
I feel like this guy, Simon, is the one that drops information, and then Emma's the one that's giving the contradictions.
Seen this? You know the shop?
Yeah, I know the shop. I hired something from them last year, I think.
This is for a party,
Hired
I assume.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Okay, well,
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
let's go ahead and just
Do you know the shop?
get
Have you
information.
used it?
No, but I know where it is.
What do they do? You know, I think that's Alex James. Monarch. Okay, never mind.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
I don't have enough information, or maybe I do. I just am doing poorly with it. But let's get the non-aggressive characters out of the way first. Nothing. Okay, cool.
A couple more questions, if that's okay. Have you seen this before, anywhere?
Well, I know the shop, costume shop just outside the village.
Ever used it?
Not personally, but I think Ryan might have.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
I wouldn't even know how to piece those two things together, so I'm not gonna push too into it. I'm already here. Why not? Sure.
A few more questions, please. Thank you. Have you seen this before?
No, I don't think so.
You don't recognize the shop?
No.
Is there someone else who works at Atlas? Someone who may have been there tonight?
No. There's a cleaner. Comes at strange times, but then he's a strange boy. Work experience.
As a cleaner?
Well, we did try him in accounts, but it didn't work out.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Is there anything there for me right now? No, I don't think so. Let's go into this real quick. I was mistaken. And I can't go in here because they're busy burning dolls. Is this really everyone? This is everyone. I could check out the woods again. Why not, right? That freaks me the hell out every single time. Alright, alright. Nothing there. Clearing. Nothing there. Nothing there. If they toss the CD into the water, I don't think it could be used. I'm not too sure about that, honestly. Like, hard drives, yeah, definitely you can't do. Floppy disk, can't do. CD, though? CDs could be useful. Okay, and it was there already. Alright, I'm gonna save every place and time and just look it up real quick. Yeah, I figured as much. Okay. This is the only place I can go. One.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
He even says it there. Yeah.
Aha.
Okay.
Do you visit monarch costumes a lot?
No, I used to go in there occasionally. Why?
But you do know the shop.
Yes, of course I do.
You see, Paul, I thought you said you didn't know where this bag was from.
Well, maybe I do.
This was used to put over my head, Paul, by a mugger. Would you like to tell me something?
Are you suggesting that I had something to do with your mugging?
Did you?
You really ask the most ridiculous questions. Of course I didn't.
So why did you lie about the shop?
Well, I didn't have anything to do with your mugging, Inspector, but I might know of somebody who did.
Go on.
Did Ryan mention Jason to you as a cleaner? Unfortunately, Ryan at some point told Jason that the DVD mustn't be removed from the site. So, when he saw you take it, he simply thought that he was doing us a favor by, getting it back. He isn't exactly what you'd call one of Darwin's best examples.
So what's on the DVD
Ooh, rough
that's so
burn.
special?
All right, it was something I did myself, a little stunt I pulled to amuse the students.
What kind of stunt?
I pretended to steal from the students. I emphasize the word pretended. The students knew all about it afterwards. Everything was above board.
Steal from students? Why?
We were doing a piece about pushing the limit, so I decided I would show them how it was done. Oh, don't look so serious, Inspector. I returned everybody's things immediately afterwards. No harm done.
And when was this?
Last year sometime.
At Third Eye or Atlas?
Third Eye, I think.
And this was before or after Liam died?
Well, since you'll probably find out anyway, it happened to be on the night that Liam died, as it happens. Before you ask, no, I didn't steal from him.
Do you think it's a good idea to encourage students to steal, Paul?
I wasn't encouraging students to steal. Policemen are so literal. Life is shades of grey, Inspector. Much as the
50
Force
Shades.
might like it, it doesn't
Okay,
divide
sorry,
neatly
guys.
into blacks and whites. Now, if you don't mind, you're going to have to excuse me for a moment. You know where the door is.
I see he was quick enough to claim he didn't steal from Liam. What kind of stunt was that anyway? And Liam dying later the same night? It's just all a bit too suspicious.
I can't go to Atlas anymore. I can't go over there anymore. And the pub is not helping me anyway. So It's been a while since I played, but I know that Emma did know Liam.
Just
Something
a few
happened
more questions, if
the
you don't
night
mind.
he was there, so
What do you know about Paul Rand?
Paul the Slime.
You've obviously met him then.
Yes, I have.
What do you know about him committing a fake theft during one of the courses?
What, about him going through people's bags? Yeah, he tried that thing on me as well, weirdo.
So you were at Third Eye?
Yes. Yes, I went there for a few months after college and I left because I hated it. And I didn't know Atlas was the same thing. And I went with Simon.
Does Simon know that?
No. I didn't want to burst his bubble, so I didn't say anything.
So he doesn't know you went to Third Eye?
No.
Ah! So is that where you met Ryan as well?
Yep.
Right. What didn't you like about the course?
Well, it was stupid. They just made you do things to other people and be abusive just to prove that you could, and I absolutely hated it.
What sort of things?
Oh, just stupid things. Nasty things to prove that you could do it. It was about not feeling guilty. And it was horrible. That's why I left.
And is Simon doing all of this stuff now?
No. No, I think they had to stop because it was just getting ridiculous. I think somebody got arrested or something.
Very interesting.
doing things because you could without feeling guilty. But Liam was there, and
Aha.
So, you witnessed Paul's money-stealing stunt, is that right?
Yes.
But you weren't there when Liam died.
No.
Don't quite understand that, you see, because Paul pulled the stunt on the same night. Liam died later that evening.
I must have got mixed up.
So you don't know anything about Liam's death, even though you were there on that night?
No.
Emma. I think you better explain, don't you?
Well, it was the stupid course, wasn't it?
Go on.
Well, we were all told to do stupid things, and then that thieving thing happened, and so...
Take a breath, Emma.
Liam killed himself because of me.
Why?
Liam had a birthmark on the side of his face. And no one would mention anything, even though we all knew it was there.
okay.
And they all thought it was ugly. So I thought I'd say something, and I even asked Paul if it was okay to say it.
What did he say?
He said he wouldn't mind. Then Liam killed himself. Liam's dead because of me.
Well, Emma, I'm quite sure you regret what you said, but I really don't think you caused Liam's death. There's always more to these things than meets the eye. It wasn't your fault.
We can't tell Simon, please.
Simon doesn't need to know. Don't worry.
Thank you.
If you're watching this video and someone called you ugly, you're not ugly.
9 o'clock. Poor Emma. I suppose it's possible that what she said led to Liam's death, but I really doubt it. I blame the Rands before I blame her.
So, poor acting aside, you're not ugly because, I mean, you're my viewer, so congratulations. But, joking aside though, beauty is what they call like a tertiary quality. Like, if something, primary quality, right? Something is more expensive than something else, right? You can prove it, it's objective, there you go. You put a price tag on it, and you know numbers, that's how numbers work, we all agree on that. You can prove that, okay? Secondary quality. It could be argued that, in the case of, like, you're talking about the price, right? Something's more expensive than something else. Something has more value, right? Something might be more expensive, but does it carry as much value as something else? Could you get more value out of something cheaper? You know? That could be argued a little better, and honestly, like, you can get in the right hands, you can sort of prove your points, right? But beauty, how are you going to prove that? You know, it's in the eye of the beholder. You cannot disprove that. Secondary values, you can kind of prove it. Primary values, easily prove it. Qualities, primary qualities, secondary qualities, tertiary qualities, that kind of thing. The customer is always right in terms of taste. This is what they're talking about. Before I get too into this, let's just, save the game. I know what to do because the thing's here, but I'm still gonna just mess around for a bit. It's still empty. This has been empty the last, like, since 6, 7, 8, and now 9. So, that's fine. I don't have anything new to do. I do actually have something new I can ask.
Ask about a few more things, please.
I will do just that. Her guilt. Yeah, I'm not about to. The stunts. The bag I already did. Stunt, sure.
Did you know about Paul's money stealing at Atlas?
Are you talking about a particular incident or just in general?
It's something he did on the course. Stunt.
And what did he do exactly?
Oh, well, he pretended to steal from the students.
That doesn't ring a bell. Paul's stunts usually involve throwing fancy dress parties with scantily clad girls or women dressed as nurses. That's his usual fetish.
When was the last party he threw?
Good question as well.
Sometime in the summer. I didn't stay long.
I would be shocked if they added that on to it, but whatever.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Sorry about that. The phone just kind of went off. So, look, last we checked, the farm guy, I forgot his name right, James. James is not gonna really help right now. Right? This area here doesn't do much for me. This guy's busy, so all this is cut off. I just checked Rebecca. I got some information from Simon and Emma. This has a flag that scares the crap out of me. It's all over here, right? I'm not gonna go around the woods at this time of night for reasons. So let's just go into the session that should be over by now. What? This is new. There's some boxes there. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know why I missed that.
That'll come in handy. Don't know why I never remember to buy one.
Now, that was, before I go any further into this, there was something I wanted to check, like 2 episodes ago, and it wouldn't matter because there was no light. There's like a sentence saying, hey, you don't have lights. It has not been brought up since. You don't know where that's... That is not hygienic.
Oh, well. And there's the mask symbol again. Looks like someone's been trying to make a point.
Alright, so... back to that. I don't know how I missed that, but whatever.
Couple more questions, if that's okay?
Okay, so...
What do you know about your father's money-stealing stunt?
Oh, well, yes, that was something that Dad decided to do as part of the shock aspect of the course.
But he went too far, you believe.
He usually does.
And do you think it did have anything to do with Liam's death?
No. Liam wasn't like that at all. I mean, that was just a simple, unfortunate coincidence. I mean, Liam had his own problems, but he didn't have any problems with the money shock stunt. No.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what this is?
Well, I think it's a bag. Is it a bag, Inspector?
The shop.
Oh, yes, the costume shop. Yes, we used to hire from them.
For the course?
Well, yes. For the course, at the end of each stage, we have a little party, and we ask students to dress up or try acting out being somebody new, their new selves, as it were.
Could you explain a bit more?
As it
New
were.
selves?
One of the main elements of the course is learning how to act, how to be whoever you need to be in any given situation. I think you'll agree, Inspector, that business is about being the right person in the right situation at the right time. What it does, it helps them to detach themselves, become somebody new, pretend, you know that kind of thing. It's surprising what a little bit of cross-dressing can do for you, Inspector. You should try it.
Not at this stage.
Okay. So... Where was this again? England... Windle Edenton. Okay, well... Telling police to cross-dress.
I didn't realize you were a musician.
Oh, well, I'm not really a musician. I mean, I dabble a little bit. To be quite honest with you, I'm far more interested in collecting guitars.
You're not in a band.
Well, I did audition. I did audition a few years ago. When I say a few years ago, of course, I mean about 20 years ago. Doesn't time fly?
What band was that?
Oh, I can't remember. Something Stone. Aren't they all called Something Stone? Hammer Stone. That's it.
And you still collect?
I haven't bought a guitar for over a year. I feel I've moved on.
Can you tell me about auto-hypnosis?
Well, what would you like to know?
Do you use it on the course?
We dip into it occasionally, but it's not a major feature of the course. I would say that, well, a minority of the students know how to use it, but the majority wouldn't know and have a clue.
It's not a requirement of the course.
No, not at all. We don't ask people to do things that they're not comfortable with. There's no bribery, no coercion. We're thinking about phasing auto-hypnosis out, actually.
What's the reason for that?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Inspector, it doesn't actually work very well.
So tell me more about this doll burning.
It's a symbolic ceremony we perform every few weeks on the course.
What's it about?
It's about burning your old personality and finding a new one, a better one.
So the dolls are...
You. They represent you from the past. Each doll has a picture of the student as a child or a teenager. And they burn the doll and symbolically destroy their old personality. It's quite simple but effective, I find.
And why did that girl shout?
Because it's an emotional thing. She's quite clearly become very attached to her doll. They do spend the first months with them. We tell them to take the doll everywhere with them before they actually go through the doll burning.
And you believe that's a good thing? Destroying your past?
Of course it's a good thing, Inspector. We're all shackled to our past, particularly you by the sound of it. Perhaps we should make a doll of you, Inspector, and burn that. What do you think?
No, thank you.
You're probably right. I'm not sure it would do any good anyway.
Shackled by your past. Now, I haven't looked into this in a while, but I keep forgetting if it's Piaget or Erickson's stages of development, where, like, at certain stages of your life, there's certain tasks you need to accomplish, right? Where, like, a toddler would have they call that the industry versus inferiority complex or stage, where, like, you're trying to do minor tasks like washing dishes on your own, independence basically, and if you can do it, great, you're industrious. But if you fail, it might lead to an inferiority complex. I mean, don't quote me on that. Talk to your pediatrician for the details, right? And this is a gross oversimplification of it. There's more to it than just that. I do know that, like, people 60 and over are in a stage of what they call generativity. I forget. It's something versus stagnation, where you're at a point where you want to just give back to the world or your community or your family, or you stagnate and do the same thing over and over again. And I'm sure you met people who do just that, right? Right. My viewers, if you are, let's say, in your 20s, right? Intimacy versus isolation or social isolation. So you're building on the tasks that you have done when you're younger, right? So you're industrious, you know how to act within your own peer group, your social norms, what you expect, like how a guy should act, quote unquote, how a girl should act, quote unquote, societal norms, or, you know, what is expected of you. You don't really have to comply with that, but you at least know, are aware, or have insight into those norms. That's kind of what it comes down to, right? In your 20s, you take all the information and you either find a partner or you fail to find a partner. It's not like, it's not set in stone. It's not like if you fail once, you're gonna be doomed forever. But that whole period, it's, even if you don't find a partner, you're learning how to find a partner, right? You're learning how to build that intimacy. I don't know how I got into intimacy from doll burning, but let me wrap it back around here. So if you're burning your past, forgetting your past, you're forgetting those lessons. You learn this stuff for a reason. You are who you are for a reason. Don't throw that away. You have complexes, you have, like, tics, you have, not tics, but triggers. You have reactions for a reason. There are things that set you off. Why do they set you off? What does that say about you? If you're watching this in your 30s, I honestly forgot what the stage was for that. But, you know, just do your best. That's the best advice I can give you for anything. Do your best at what? At everything, right? I'm sure there's someone in the comments that can mention the 4 promises. You can just do that, you know. But in the meantime, if you're in your 20s, if you're in your teens, you're trying to build your how to act in social groups among your same peers, your cliques, your groups. You're trying to find a partner in your 20s, 30s. It's gonna come to me in like 3 days out of nowhere. Let's move on for now, though. So we talked about the mugging, guitar collection, hypnosis.
What do you know about Emma Bowman criticising Liam before his suicide?
I was there, I witnessed it. Well, I know Emma blamed herself for his death.
Did she?
Well, she was upset and all of that, but I wouldn't blame her, Inspector. I really don't think she had anything to do with it at all.
You don't think?
Liam was a very confident person, very outgoing, very strong individual, or so it seemed. I mean, people are free to do what they like. Even something as irreversible as bumping themselves off. Sad though that is, of course.
Super British. Alright, so.
Do you know what these are?
Oh, yes, that's my old car. It was vandalized. I took those for the insurance company. Where did you find those?
At the pub. You know who did this?
Yes. A girl called Lisa Blint. She was on the course, very strange girl.
And why did she write the words devil worshippers all over your car?
Well, she was a very strange girl. She had a lot of psychological problems. I'm not entirely sure, Inspector. I mean, she took a dislike to the course for some particular reason. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And she asked for a refund. I declined. And she decided to spray her disapproval all over my car.
Odd thing to spray, isn't it, though? Devil worshippers?
Well, she was a very odd girl, Inspector. Maybe she thought it was a way of getting back at us. I've no idea.
Did Rebecca know about it?
Well, yes, she did, but I wasn't about to unleash Rebecca on her. She can be quite fierce sometimes, you know. And I mean, the girl wasn't vindictive. She had psychological problems. She lives in the village, actually. The run-down house at the end of the lane. Can't miss it.
Really? Right, thank you.
You know, I mean, I was paying attention, but like seeing this car makes me realize, like when I was younger, I kind of wanted a sports car as well. Doesn't really work out in America. I mean, you can afford one, you can buy one, but I would not buy anything smaller than an SUV. Like, that car looks okay. Not for me. I would not feel safe driving a sedan or a sports car. But if I had to pick a car, I would get a Toyota Spider from 2002. MR2? Yeah, there it is. Toyota Spider MR2 from 2002. It'd be amazing if Toyota made another one, but they're too busy with the Supra. And with how the economy's going, I don't think there's going to be a lot of, what's the word? For lack of a better word, diversity in cars. Okie doke. Full disclosure, I'm just gonna... Oh, okay. I thought for sure... Huh. No.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
Sorry, back to this. Yeah, full disclosure, I had to use a walkthrough for some of this stuff. But obviously, like, yeah, it's... Use this real quick. Let's save us some time and headaches. Let's see here. House at the end.
Could that be where Lisa lives? Run-down house at the end of the lane. That's what Ryan said, wasn't it?
Okay.
Is it Lisa?
Yes.
Inspector Jenks, I'm investigating an incident in the village. I wonder if I could ask you a few questions.
What sort of incident?
I'd rather come in and discuss it if that's all right with you. I promise I won't take long. Thank you. I'll just go in here, yes?
I have to go out in a minute.
Oh, look, I can come back later.
I might not be here.
What did you want to ask?
I just wanted to ask you, did you know Kate Vine?
No.
Right. Well, I heard that you're familiar with Atlas, the life skills training company.
What do you want to know about Atlas?
Well, I heard you reacted badly to it.
Of course I reacted badly. So would anyone.
Now, why do you say that?
Because they're devil worshippers.
Devil worshippers.
They're making demons appear. They're tricking everybody. They're getting people to join up, then they're putting demons inside them. You can see them.
See who?
Demons.
Where could you see them?
In the mirrors.
At Atlas.
Any mirror. You can't get rid of them. They stay inside you.
So, how did you get rid of them?
I didn't.
You still see them?
I just don't look. I put all the lights on. I make sure it's all bright. I put them on when I need to look in the mirror. If I make sure everything is bright, I just see myself without seeing the other person.
Who is the other person?
She's like me, but older. It's like her eyes sink in. She's all wrinkled.
Yeah, this game took a really
With a
weird
wrinkled
turn.
Like she's dying. And then I realize I'm her. I'm not me anymore. I'm her.
So, real quick, I want to discuss schizophrenia for a second.
I'm sorry,
Now,
I have to
there's
go
a
now.
list of criteria for schizophrenia, but one of the more,
I'm sorry.
like they call it positive symptoms, things that are there that shouldn't be there, hallucinations. You're seeing things that aren't really there, you're hearing things that aren't there, you're feeling things, sometimes you're even smelling things.
What a very fragile and disturbed person, and utterly convinced that Atlas are worshipping the devil. How are Ryan and Paul going to get out of this one?
This person, they mentioned psychological problems, right? So with her, she's seeing things in mirrors. How is this different from schizophrenia in general? I've seen people, I've talked to people, I've interviewed people who have having consistent night and day voices. Is this gonna get like super bizarre out of nowhere? Okay. I've had people
Do you
who
want
are
questions, please?
very ill, who are seeing things,
Has
responding
devil
to
worship
the
ever been part of the course, Ryan?
Am I correct in assuming that you have spoken to Lisa Blint?
You would be. She's been telling me all about the Atlas obsession with Satanism, Ryan.
Then if you've met Lisa Blint, then you will have worked out for yourself that she has a very vivid imagination. She also has psychological problems.
Who does that?
Diagnosed psychological problems, as a matter of fact.
So where did she get the idea that you lot were, devil worshippers?
I really have no idea. The girl is insane. She's frightened of her own shadow, bless her. She actually thinks that demons are possessing her even now. You really can't trust a word she says.
So you are saying there has never been any devil worship at Atlas?
I don't even know what devil worship is, Inspector. It's not something I particularly know anything about. I certainly don't recall anyone ever having worshipped the devil at Atlas. We even tried to help the poor girl by paying for some treatment, but she didn't want it.
Really?
It's not easy to offer someone help when they think that you're the problem.
Yeah, actually, the last part is still kind of true. So is this different from what this character is experiencing? He's only seeing in mirrors. A lot of conditions can kind of overlap. So sometimes if your depression's like severe enough, you might even hear things or see things. You might experience psychotic symptoms like what she's doing here.
So you used to read a lot about voodoo and satanic rituals, but you don't know anything about devil worship?
Well, obviously, I just meant we don't worship the devil. We're not devil worshippers here at Atlas, Inspector. Ridiculous.
But the point is, Ryan, that you claim not to know anything about it, but admitted you were obsessed with it when you were younger. Are you sure none of that made its way onto the Atlas course? And that Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything within that course?
Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything other than her own imagination, Inspector. Look, we do use some techniques that some students find difficult, disturbing.
Yeah.
We encourage them to see things differently, that's all. And some people simply aren't up to that. Some people, like Lisa, that's why we introduced the aptitude test.
What's the aptitude test?
This. We ask students to fill in an aptitude test, medical history, psychological issues, that kind of thing, any medication that they have used in the past, any medication that they currently are using. Here, take a look. Basically, it's just to try and make sure that we don't get another Lisa.
Has it worked?
Oh, touch wood, so far, yes.
Can I keep a copy of this?
Touch wood, knock on wood.
I wonder how much importance they actually give to this test. And what are they doing that's so disturbing anyway? Be back later on, if that's okay.
It feels kind of bad that, like, it's just like you're playing a movie, essentially. There's no puzzle aspect to it. But the whole way you're interacting is through the contradictions, do this and do
Ask you a
that.
couple more things, please.
And some of these things that we're asking about, well, I mean, yeah, there's that too. Some of the things you're asking that should link up aren't linking up. They want to be a certain way. I have no qualms about using the walkthrough now, but I'll still go through all this.
Do you think Emma's criticism of Liam on that last night led to his suicide?
I doubt it helped.
Did you encourage Emma to criticize him?
I didn't encourage Emma to do anything. I merely told her what we tell every student to do, to express themselves as they want to. It would be out of order to criticize them after that, wouldn't it? However, I didn't expect her to criticize his birthmark, if that's what it was. That's a decision she took herself.
So you didn't know her well?
No, not at all.
Do you know what these are?
Yes, that's Ryan's car. Another toy he managed to ruin. It was vandalized sometime last year.
Do you know who did it?
I don't believe anybody was ever prosecuted for it.
Do you know anything about devil worship, Paul?
I beg your pardon.
Devil worship? Satanism?
Am I missing something here?
I heard Atlas had elements of Satanism on the course.
You were misinformed. We're a training company, we're not devil worshippers. What kind of a question is that?
So you've no interest in the occult?
No, Inspector, I have no interest in the occult any more than I have interest in pole vaulting, cheese making, or snake charming.
Cheese making?
Anything else you want to know that I'm not interested in?
That's fine, thanks.
Cheese making actually sound... Is there a game based on that? Anyway, let's get back to this. Before I get,
Can you tell me a bit about this, please? It's the Atlas aptitude test.
What do you want to know?
What does it test, exactly?
It's a test we introduced to make sure that any students didn't have any major personality problems, skeletons in the cupboard, so to speak. We introduced it because we had a little bit of a problem with one of the students.
Lisa.
You are well informed.
And what do you think it was that disturbed her?
I believe that the course proved to be too demanding for her. We discovered that she had one or two psychological problems and she couldn't handle it.
And did you change anything else on the course apart from introducing the test?
Diplomatic, yeah.
We increased the entrance age to 21. Well, wasn't much, but it's about the only thing we could do. We didn't want another Lisa. We didn't want students turning around and suing us, did we?
So wait, it's for postgraduates, but the course was for people under 21 before? I don't get that. I think I can now do the thing here.
Aha.
You say you didn't know Emma, yet you bought her a freedom necklace.
I don't remember saying anything about buying Emma a necklace.
So you didn't buy her one? So you did buy her one. So that means you must have known her, and quite well too.
Stop making such a big thing about this, Inspector. Look, I've been around a few years. The clock is ticking. And I admit I have an embarrassing weakness for attractive women. It was a stupid mistake, but that's all it was.
So you're saying you tried it on with her?
No, I didn't try it on. I bought her a necklace. I'm not aware that there's a law against buying presents unless, of course, the Third Reich has been elected while I was at a bridge party. Emma was old enough to make decisions for herself. And as a matter of fact, she decided that she didn't want to be bothered with an old fool like me. So nothing happened, no mistakes, nobody got hurt. All right.
Like father, like son. No surprises there. I wonder how many students Paul has tried it on with.
There might be certain things that trigger these symptoms. How you are experiencing reality, you have certain organs, like you're seeing things, you're hearing things, like you see normal things every day, but your brain has to process that. If those areas that are processing everything is overactive, then you're going to have those symptoms. A lot of medications out there that are for schizophrenia and psychosis are designed to slow down those areas. Racing thoughts, intrusive thoughts, things of that nature. Wait, what? And this is just those are just parts of the issue.
Aha.
So nobody has ever been affected by auto-hypnosis, except Lisa.
Hypnosis wasn't the problem, Inspector. Lisa was the problem with Lisa. That's why we introduced the test.
But the hypnosis was the trigger, wasn't it?
Lisa arrived on the course believing we were all devil worshippers. She was nuts to start with. We didn't make her like that.
Well, as far as I can tell, Paul, you've had one student accuse you of devil worship and two others commit suicide. Some of your students aren't having a very good time on this course, are they?
Nonsense. Kate was enjoying every minute of it. She couldn't get enough of it.
Really?
She was full of the joys of life. Bubbly, confident, flirty.
With who?
You mean with whom?
With whom?
Pretty much everybody. Including me, as I remember.
Really? And, did you respond?
I don't get into relationships with students, Inspector. Company policy. It's not professional.
Interesting admission that Kate flirted with him. There's no way Paul would have turned down an opportunity like that.
So, what? Oh. I thought that would be pretty on point. But, apparently not. Where's this thing at? Yeah.
Aha. So you avoid relationships with students, except for Emma, who you tried to date.
Oh, come on, Inspector. That was a long time ago.
And what about Kate Vine? Did you try to date her or not?
Oh, don't be so ridiculous, Inspector. Kate was an exceptionally clever girl. She knew exactly what she wanted, and she knew how to get it.
You mean that Kate approached you?
It wouldn't surprise me if she was playing everyone in the group. Kate had more enemies than you'd think. She was a very, very manipulative young woman.
10 o'clock, it's getting late. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace if I'm gonna solve this by midnight.
Okay, I think we're gonna cut it here. So, is there anything I can add to this? You're in a position of power, and you have college grads coming to you to learn. If you're a teacher and you're trying to hit on students, it's a abuse of power right there. That's one. You're rich. I hate to say it, but there's still an abuse of power there too, right? What else? What else? I had one more thing. I cannot think of it at this time. But we'll discuss more of this at the next episode. I want to thank you all for joining in today. If you have any mental health questions, leave a comment. If you're still watching this and you're new to the channel, subscribe and come say hi. Like the video, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Later.